Good morning. I'm Phil Whitman, CEO of Whitman Business Advisors, here today with Walter Brasch, CPA, CGMA, Managing Director of Whitman Business Advisors. Walter's going to be bringing the WBA tip for the day. Walter?
Good morning, Phil. Nice to be here. Beautiful day here on the East Coast. Sun is out. So, Phil, I think one of the things that a lot of our WBA team members accuse me of is being too organized and too on point with a lot of things. So one of the things I think that has really kept me very organized in managing my email accounts, and I have 3 email accounts, as you probably know, is skills I learned very early on when I was an auditor and actually practiced auditing for over 30 years. And really it was utilizing an indexing and file folder system and applying it to your emails. So one of the things I do is I triage my inbox every day. I don't turn my emails off at night until that inbox is totally cleaned out and filed away somewhere. And what I do is I organize it around, I must have probably over 50 index file folders, and some folders have subfolders. So I'll give you an example. So one of the roles I have in the New Jersey business community is I'm the treasurer of the State Chamber of Commerce. And I have 3 folders that I manage with the chamber. So one is my general email box. I have a subfolder for my treasurer role, and I also serve on a subcommittee of the chamber. So I have basically a main folder and 2 subfolders. So I know exactly where things are when I need to go to them. And I keep stuff in there, probably that dates back 3-4 years, because some of that stuff is important to maintain and keep. So what I suggest is you just really don't leave any emails behind at night when you close down. Put them in a folder system, organize it around. You can organize it by key clients, key business opportunities, whether they're marketing or business development opportunities. Just put stuff in places that you can just recall automatically without much thought where those things are, and you'd be amazed. So rather than leaving them in a deleted box and having to go search for them, organize them around things that are critical in your business and also personal life. So my personal email folder, I manage it very much the same. Whether it's volunteer organizations I'm involved in, whatever. So really it's a way to organize yourself. And during this time of everyone working at home and you've run out, maybe you have some free time, start to think about how you can reorganize your emails and get your life and business life more organized. So that's my tip of the day, Phil. Never leave an email behind.
So Walter, first and foremost, I think that's a great tip. I do have a follow-up question for you, however. So I imagine with all these folders, it could be somewhat unmanageable if you organized everything into the folders and then had to check every folder every day. I have to presume that you have an immediate follow-up or action required folder so something doesn't get buried away that you never see again. Because if you have 50 file folders, you don't want to have to check all 50 every day.
No. So you're absolutely right. And I do have a folder that I call just short-term issues, things I'm going to need to look at within the next 24 to 48 hours. And I also triage that every couple of days. And once that folder is cleaned out, and those emails might end up in another folder. So I do triage it where there's priority things I know I'll have to get to in the next 24, 48 hours. And I routinely go, that's usually the first box I go to every morning, is what's in short term that I need to deal with today or tomorrow. So you're absolutely right. And that's another skill or another tactic I use to prioritize emails.
So that's really awesome, Walter. And just on the heels of your first tip where you said, when you wake up, make your bed, show up the way you should be showing up. Triage your email box. It sounds like you might have a military background, or maybe the public accounting, as you said, tremendous audit skills you developed early on. So
it works, Phil, and I think just organize it around, really your activities and what's really important. And I think you'll find once you start to create this system, I always add on to it when I find topics that seem to be cropping up more often, whether it's a significant new client or opportunity. I create subfolders and I know exactly where it is.
Well, once again, I'm here with Walter Brasch, CPA, CGMA, Managing Director of Whitman Business Advisors. We are helpers, and if you have any questions or would like to follow up with Walter on how to develop such a system, reach out to him at wbrasch@whitmanbiz.com or his phone number 732-261-7712. Walter, once again, thank you for providing today's WBA tip for the day.
My pleasure, Phil. Have a great day, everybody.